Want to become a crypto millionaire? Today I'm going to show you 4 strategies that I believe most people could use to become a millionaire when it comes to investing in crypto. And it doesn't matter if they start investing in a bear market, a bull market, prices going up, prices going down. I believe these 4 strategies will work for most people with a little bit of patience to become a true crypto millionaire. Now, there's 2 things you need to understand before we go into these 4 strategies. The first thing you need to understand is this. Most people think to make it big in crypto, you must first invest into some sort of early altcoin. You got to get in before everybody else, and then you got to hodl for dear life and make those sweet, sweet 10,000x gains. And there's always news stories and YouTube videos about somebody who became a millionaire or made $10 million or more investing in some obscure altcoin. But what you never see is how many people lose in projects that never actually make it. So in this video, we're not talking about doing something extraordinarily risky like investing in the next unidentified altcoin. We're going to do what we believe is the most sensible strategies to become a crypto millionaire. Point number 2 you need to be aware of before we get into the 4 strategies. Cryptocurrency is incredibly volatile. Even if you look at Bitcoin right here, if you look at this chart every year or two, Bitcoin itself, again, arguably the most stable cryptocurrency, has had mega pullbacks, pulling back 50%, 70%, even 80% pullbacks. So you have to be prepared for incredible volatility. But at the same time, there's no other asset class currently in history that has made bigger gains than cryptocurrency. So if you're going to invest in this asset class, I recommend that you use a small portion of your portfolio. You have to be aware that it can lose 80% of its value. You have to be willing to hold on to it until it goes back up. And that's always going to be an if. But if you're like me and you're biased to the upside, we believe cryptocurrency is going to transform the world. We believe this technology is going to change finance and technology in a way we've never seen before. In fact, we believe inside of our lifetime, we're going to see technological and financial advances that most of us could never imagine happening. So with that being said, if that plays out, and of course I'm not a financial advisor, I'm a very biased cryptocurrency YouTuber, as you can see right here. Don't take this as financial advice, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do. Just simply take this as entertainment. Let this hopefully give you something to think about. I'm going to give you 4 strategies, but you need to apply these strategies in the way that you see fit. Strategy number 1 is you need to make certain that you're dollar cost averaging every single month. You need to take $5, $10, $50, $100 a week or a month, and you just need to make a cryptocurrency purchase, period. Dollar cost averaging just means you take the same amount of money over a set interval and you just continue to purchase no matter what the underlying price is. And so you're averaging in over time, hence the term dollar cost average. So what do you purchase? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe the safest asset is Bitcoin. You can purchase any asset that you want, but it's important to make certain that you don't purchase an asset that's going to go to zero. Again, not financial advice. In my last video, I talked about the ultimate Bitcoin price prediction. And in this video, I showed 2 reasons that I thought Bitcoin could go to $1 million. And I even showed the math inside of these videos. So you watch the video for yourself. It's a pretty short video. And we're talking about the future price prediction of Bitcoin. So I recommend that if you're going to dollar cost average is something that's not going to go to zero. In my case, it's going to be Bitcoin. I also believe even though Bitcoin is very volatile, it's one of the lowest risk investments you can make inside of an already risky cryptocurrency market. I'm trying to tell you that you don't need to be in this space trying to invest $100 to make $1 million. I want us all to ultimately win. So at the end of the day, I believe it's important to do everything you can to own at least 1 Bitcoin. And one way to get there is just simply dollar cost averaging. If you're one of these people that you only have $5 or $10 a week or $5 or $10 a month to invest, then look at being able to earn some free crypto as well. Go down in the description, check out my Passive Profits newsletter if you want some more information about that. Strategy number 2 is you need to find some sort of side hustle, part-time job, second job, something. Go check out Uber. Go check out Lyft. If you're over in Europe, what's it called? Volt, something like that. Go check out some other way to be able to earn some extra income. It is incredibly, incredibly important that you do something that allows you to make additional income and you use that income. Hopefully you don't need that to pay your bills. Hopefully your primary income is enough to pay your bills. Use that secondary income. Here's another thing you can do. You can become a freelancer. If you have some sort of skill, like you can create websites or something like that, try to become a freelancer. Do whatever you can. Create some sort of a side hustle or some sort of part-time job to earn some extra income and use that income to double down on your dollar cost averaging. Because over time, that's going to pay you significant dividends. Keep in mind, if you have an extra $100 a week, if Bitcoin, for example, does a 10x, one day that's going to be equivalent to $1,000 a week. If it does a 20x, that's $2,000 a week. So you get the idea, but you need to make certain that you're making those purchases now. Number three, what you can do is you can actually start, if you have a little extra money, look for passive income investment strategies that will actually pay you in cryptocurrency, in primary cryptocurrency assets such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe BNB token, maybe some USDT or USDC, for example, or Solana. You want to look for passive investments that will pay you a real yield. Now, if you don't understand that, don't worry, I'll cover that more in this video as well. In fact, in this series, I'm going to actually cover some passive income strategies that are actually paying out a real yield. But you want to take that yield and you want to sell, if they're paying you out in Ethereum and you're trying to invest in Bitcoin, sell that Ethereum, buy Bitcoin. And if they're paying you out in some other token and it's not the primary token that you want to be basically building out the cornerstone of your portfolio, sell that token. Don't fall for the narrative. At the very least, sell half of it. Don't fall for the narrative that we're paying you in some token that's going to go up in value and this is why it's going to go up in value. Most of the time, that's not what happens. So if you're getting paid out in some sort of token other than one of these like primary assets, then make certain that you sell all or maybe half of that token into your primary asset. For me, of course, that would be Bitcoin. Strategy number 4 is look for cryptocurrency airdrops. Now, this works really, really well if you don't have a lot of money to invest, but you're still trying to get started or you're kind of bootstrapping it from the beginning. These cryptocurrency airdrops, most of them honestly are probably going to drop nothing or they're going to airdrop you $5 or $10. And what happens is if you're an early adopter in some of these airdrops, what they will do is they will send people who, use their wallet or use their test net or maybe, get started staking some sort of point system. What they'll do is they'll airdrop you some of their token. So a few years ago, I got $1,200 in the Uniswap airdrop. It was basically for anyone who had used Uniswap and your wallet had connected to Uniswap. You got money in every wallet. I only had like 1 or 2 wallets at the time. You got money, you got airdrop tokens in every wallet. Those tokens have a real value. Now I'm going to give you an airdrop strategy in a minute, but here's what I'm going to tell you. If you don't know what airdrops are and it sounds a little bit suspect, I understand. But I'm here to tell you that some of these airdrops pay out hundreds, some thousands, on a rare occasion, even tens of thousands of dollars. So if you have the time, then I would come to a website like airdrops.io and I would see what you could do to get in on these airdrops. Typically, if you just click on the airdrops, it'll give you more information on what to do to be able to get in on those airdrops or to give you the best shot at getting in on those airdrops. Now, here's the airdrop strategy that nobody ever talks about. Historically, if you go back and look at almost all airdrops, including Uniswap, you would have been better off to sell the token as soon as it got airdropped to you. But unfortunately, sometimes that's hard for people because they're buying into the narrative that this project is doing an airdrop and then, from here on, everybody's going to want it. It's going to take off. It's going to do really well. And the price is going to go up. And you're one of the first people to be able to get that actual token. If you want to buy into that, it's totally okay. Sometimes I end up buying in on that sort of narrative as well with certain projects. Then at the very least, sell half of your airdrop and use that to buy your primary asset. Again, for me, that's Bitcoin because I want to own at least one Bitcoin because I believe that Bitcoin has the lowest risk of going to zero. And I believe it also has a very real shot at doing a 10, 20, or 30x. Again, you can come back and watch this video here if you don't believe me. In my next video, I'm going to start talking about one of the passive income projects that is producing a very real yield and almost nobody's talking about it. So stay tuned for that. 4 strategies to become a crypto millionaire. Number 1, DCA into a primary crypto asset, something like Bitcoin that has a real potential of doing a 10, 20, or 30x and has little to no risk of actually going all the way to zero. Strategy number 2, find you a side hustle. Could be Uber, could be Lyft. Find you something that part-time, get you a second job. Use that money to continue to DCA in. Number 3, invest in some passive income strategies that are producing a very real yield. The reason that's important is because you're going to be able to turn some of your time into money without having to put effort into it. So every day you can make $5, $10, $20, $50. That's outside of what you're doing for a part-time job, and it's outside of you investing to dollar cost average in. Number 4, take advantage, farm, get in on these crypto airdrops. And I always recommend to sell half the airdrop into a primary asset and hold half of it if you want, or sell all of it into your primary asset. If you continue to do this over time, if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, then at the end you just have to do it enough to eventually own one full Bitcoin. Now, if you're like $50,000, that's a lot. You're going to dollar cost average in. I promise you, we will have a chance to get into Bitcoin below $50,000 again. We may have another chance to get in below $40,000. You just have to continue to invest no matter what. When the prices go up, just expect that they're going to also come down. And if you invest with that expectation, it'll be far less emotional. You're far less likely to sell, because what I didn't cover is you can never sell a cryptocurrency asset that you believe has a real shot at doing a 10x, 20x, or 30x, because that guarantees that you're never going to become a crypto millionaire.